Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. I've got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this TGI Mickey Vicky Friday. It's the weekend, baby. And I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, man. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. But also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our mobile app, yay. Come on, don't tell me you didn't know we had a mobile app. What's wrong with you peoples? Well, so here's what you do. Wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart or Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworths, Weebles, Goldblatts. It doesn't matter. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are the archive there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence, Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching us on Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. If you don't know, you better ask somebody at Sports Zone Chicago. We have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, a lot of people have them, do us a favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel right to your television. Put it there next to the big boys, Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Apple, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars, Man, Power, Book 3, Raising Canaan, coming out next Friday. I'm fired up. Yes, but I digress. Put us there next to the big boys. You can see us catch us on the big screen. Hell, run a big screen, right, Mickey? Vicky, now. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, at CHI at Sports Zone Shy. If you want to follow me, just me personally online. Want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Guys, we've got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it, just bring it. Let's see who we got. We got in the chat in the morning, starting it off. Rick Gonzalez, what's up, Popeye? Says, good morning, everyone. What a kick in the nuts with the Trey Smith news. Yeah, it was. But you had to, they had to plan for it. They had to have. You got to go through every possible scenario so you don't get caught with your pants down. So I hopefully they have a good plan B. Hence, you saw the thumbnail. Bears move to plan B. What's their plan B? All right, we'll find out. Black Diamond says, top of the morning. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Michelle Walls, Mickey Vicky, TGIF. How them burpees treating you, Superback? Michelle, those burpees suck today, bro. So we didn't know what the workout is. It was the CrossFit Open. So every CrossFit gym across the world is doing the same workout today. It was 25.1. So we had three burpees and three dumbbell clean and jerks in one arm. Then you do 6. All right. Then you do 9. Then you do burpees and then hang cleans, clean and jerks, dumbbell clean and jerks. Then 9 dumbbell clean and jerks, 9 burpees. Now 12. I got through the round of 18, and as soon as I saw the workout, I was like, "Fucking Shawn, man." I'm like, this dude, because you always give me shit about my burpees because I hate them. But yeah, I thought of you this morning again, dude. That was crazy. James Ford checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. The Plankster is in the house. He goes, happy Friday, Shawn. Sports owners, bear down. Bear the freak down. That's what I'm talking about. King Book of World in the house. What's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Listen, I don't know a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. Oh, snap. Ant Mass checking in. What's up, baby? Been a minute. Life's getting in the way sometimes. I hear you. I know sometimes you don't get to check in because you got work, you got other stuff. It happens, bro. I get it. Good to have you back, though, buddy. Good to have you back. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, bear down, baby. Bear the freak down. Man, Joseph Archer checking in. Ooh, didn't I tell you all the usual suspects are going to check in, baby? That's what I'm talking about. What's up, everyone? Let's go Bears. FGB, fuck Green Bay. Hell yeah, they're stupid. Stupid inbred hillbilly hick mother Hubbards. So let me tell you something. I was at a thing on Facebook, and it said a nice little retreat, a weekend retreat. I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool. It's a small, you see those miniature houses they have? It's a real small, cool thing. And I was looking at it. It's real small. I don't even know, 600 square feet, 500 square feet. It's real small. It's got a living room, a kitchenette, and a bathroom, and you got to walk. They use the height of it, and you walk up to the bed area. I'm like, perfect weekend getaway. You know what I mean? It was in Wisconsin. So I'm like, well, where is it? I'll go travel to Wisconsin for a weekend getaway, or Michigan, or the Lou, or go to Indy, whatever. So I put in the name of the town. It's 5.5 hours away, almost 6 hours away. I'm like, who the hell wants to drill all the way that deep into Wisconsin? It was on IG. So then all these little redneck hillbilly inbred cousin kissing mother Hubbards from Wisconsin were like, well, stay your ass in Illinois. We don't want you. Fibs are infestation. So fibs, I found out when I was in Italy because one of my coaches was from Milwaukee. So if you ever get called a fib by a Wisconsin person, it's fucking Illinois bastards. That's what a fib is. Oh, they got us that one. Oh, great. All right. So you fibs are an infestation. But I'm like, who the hell wants to travel 5.5, 6 hours into Wisconsin for a getaway? We got nature out here in Illinois, and I'd rather go to Michigan, Indiana. I don't know about Indiana. That's KKK country, but that's a whole nother story, whole nother podcast. But they were coming at me crazy. Stay your ass in Illinois. We don't want you. I got another one this morning. This was like 2 weeks ago. And people are still responding to it. What's the latest one I got today? Dude, it was crazy. Here you go. It said, nobody wants you. Stay Chicago. Okay. It's from Joe Payne, 032 032019 on Instagram. So if you want to go at him, feel free. Yeah, okay, Chicago. At least we don't come out with webbed feet because we bang our cousins, you psychos. Come at me crazy. Anyway, I digress. Man, we got a great show for you. I threw a curveball. That was my own fault. I told you my man, Chris Edgerton, is going to join us today at 10 o'clock. Man, but I didn't realize it was going to be. He's got more time available. I was like, Chris, how much longer you want to come out? Can you stay on? He goes, yeah. So he's going to be on most of the show, man. I'm going to bring him on. He's from the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. He's known in the podcast world as Foul Mouth C. Man, let's bring him on, my man, Chris Edgerton. Chris, what's up, Papa? How are you?
Morning, man. How you doing, Shawn?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, baby. I'm doing good. Great workout this morning. And I hate burpees, but you know we're athletes. So when it is the Open, it's a CrossFit Open. So now we're competing against everyone in the CrossFit world around the world. Yeah. So I did a little more burpees than I probably normally would, but because competition, you know. But it was good. It was good. I'm fired up this morning. Good, beautiful day. I'm gonna get the car wash later. Go to the oil change. Man, I got a full day after this. I'm fired up, man. It's gonna be good.
That's I got a haircut appointment and everything.
You got a haircut appointment? You got to go.
Yeah, I got a haircut appointment. Got to take my son with me. Be with him. It's gonna be daddy and son day today, so we gonna be doing some traveling.
You getting a cut too? You getting lined up or what?
Oh nah, he only 4 months, not yet. He getting there though. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Good morning. How you all doing? Bear down, baby.
Yeah, well, see, I just shave it in the shower. So
I still got some fuzz up here.
Cool, man. Well, it's glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. Glad we got to hang out the other day, and glad to have you back on the show. So should be. I know the show's gonna go by quick there with two of us, man. It's gonna go by quick, but that's okay. That's okay. Good conversation. That's what I'm looking to have. We definitely will. But guys, let's get it started, man. Let's get it crack-a-lacking. Here we go. You know how we do, folks. The first segment of every show is called Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Morning topic. Which way do we go? 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 I know which way we go. We're going to start back on Wednesday. The Bullies, baby. The Bullies doing their thing. I like it. I like it a lot. The Bulls, they fall. Man, they fell to the Los Angeles Clippers 122-117 on the west side. Josh Giddey, 21 points, 8 boards, 12 helpers. Zach Collins, 21 points, 17 boards. Kobe White, 19 points. Lonzo Ball helped out with 15 points. Chris, you cool with them losing to try and get a higher draft or a better seeding for the Cooper Flag sweepstakes?
Absolutely, especially since they only got rid of my man Zach LaVine. I was a big component of Zach LaVine, big fan of Zach LaVine.
Oh yeah, huh?
They need to get rid of Billy Donovan. They need to get rid of AK and Mark Eversley. That's who they need to get rid of. I wish we can tank and have that they have an order for GMs or something like that, or vice president of basketball operations, where we can draft one of them or something. Because this is terrible, man. Terrible.
Dude. Yeah, I do think Vooch needs to go. I would love to get a Cooper Flag.
Is he even playing?
Vooch, yeah, he played. He didn't have much the other night. No, I think he sat out that night. Yeah. But I mean, he doesn't miss very many games. Vooch he's pretty durable, which is good. So, you know, that's one thing. Whoever takes on that contract, you know, he's not a guy you got to worry about. You know what I mean? Load management. He plays every day. You know, he's up. He's close to 40% from beyond the arc now. He's having a good season, which I'm really surprised why we haven't been able to move him. But I think we're asking a little too much for him. I think we're asking for a first rounder for him. And I don't think that's going to be. I just think his age, the miles on that dude, no one's going to give him a first. I think that was the thing that Golden State wanted. They only wanted to give us a second, and we wanted a first. I think that's what stalled that trade. So I don't know. I like Vooch, but I hear you. Be younger and more athletic, like we were supposed to do 6 years ago.
Yeah, well, this is what I always tell people. What do you expect? I mean, if I was a GM and I'm dealing with the Bulls and seeing how many dumb moves that AK has made, how many times other teams have fleeced them for trades, hell, I'll be trying to fleece his ass still. I mean, why not? I mean, Vooch, you got to still look at it. He's still one of the few big men in the league that can go inside and out. And I'm talking about consistently. He can consistently go down there in the post and get you points. He can consistently shoot out there at the three-point line and get you points. And then he's a good rebounder as well. Now, one thing that the Bulls have never done is that they never gave him that component, you know, saying that extra guy, that guy that's supposed to sit up there and be his yin to his yang when, you know, at power forward, you don't have nobody. You keep putting in Patrick Williams, who's undersized for the position, not a great rebounder. He's a good three-point shooter, but he's not a scorer. He's scoring the same way he was doing at Florida State. And you just gave him a big-time contract.
I don't agree. I don't understand why they gave him that contract. And then I don't understand why Billy doesn't see. Like, I think Patrick Williams would be a great sixth man. I think he'd come off the bench. He's done, and he's shown. He coming off the bench when I just say, hey, I just need you to score, my man can score. But when you put him on the first squad, when he gets starting, when he was with Zach and DeMar, he would always defer to them. He's still deferring. Not like, no, man. Like, he for whatever reason, he's more comfortable coming off the bench, more aggressive coming off the bench. He's more focused coming off the bench. But Billy keeps putting him in the starting lineup. Until recently, I'm like, it's about time. I said that 2 years ago. Get his ass off the starting lineup. Have him coming off the bench and say, hey, listen, just go ham. Get his 15 to 20 points, all right, 4 to 6 rebounds. Any more is icing on the cake. But they didn't want to do it. They had to put him in a contract that he signed, dictated they put him in a starting lineup, and he's not a starter. I think he's a great sixth man, but not a starter. Oh,
not a starter at all. I mean, you can't teach a person aggression. You know what I'm saying? That's something that they either going to have or they're not going to have. And he doesn't have that aggression. You know, I know the whole saying about him coming out of college, oh, he's going to be like the next Kawhi Leonard. And that's why they call him the paw. Kawhi's the claw. They call him the paw. And he's pawless, you know what I'm saying? No nails up in there. There's none. There's no type of claws coming out of that paw, you know. So he's not a good player. He really isn't. He's starting to play he's actually starting to be out like Kawhi is now. You know, he's not playing as much as he was his first couple years. He's sitting down there over the bench with his cornrows, looking like with the little birthmark right there. You know,
the white spot.
Kawhi had his
like Rasheed
back
like Rasheed
there.
Wallace. Remember Rasheed Wallace had the same thing.
Yeah, got the birthmark right there. So it's not looking good. What I'm more impressed with, and I was telling people when it happened, people were talking about this. Oh, Alex Caruso. Why did we trade Alex Caruso? I said, Josh Giddey is the better player. If you look at their stats now, Caruso's averaging 6 points, 6 on 41% shooting, 34% from 3, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. Giddey's giving you 13, close to 14 points, like 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 45% shooting, field goal, 38 from 3. No, he's not the defender Caruso is. But to me, we won that trade. I was telling people this. People, oh, man, you know how Chicago is. We get stuck with our guys. And, you know, we don't want to trade them even though they're like the role players.
I think Giddey, and I was saying this, Giddey really changed. I changed my thoughts on Giddey. I didn't like the trade. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? Came with his long hair. I call him Sunshine, you know. And this dude, I'm like, this dude's a little busted. He cries all the time when he doesn't get fouled. And then he got settled in.
Yeah.
Then he started scoring 15 points, 8 assists. Oh, it's nice, not bad. Almost a double-double. Then he's hitting, 19 points, 11 assists. Like, all right, nice double-double. 19 points, 11 assists, 8 helpers. Oh, this dude's kind of messing with – he's starting with a triple-double. Now he's getting 20 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. Whoa, what the hell? And he's flirting with that on a consistent basis. On Wednesday, 21, 8, and 12. Then he's hitting close to 40 from beyond the arc.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I like this kid. And let's not forget, Chris, this kid's only 22 years old.
22.
See, we forget when these kids come out of college one year or they come over at 18 and everybody wants it. Well, he sucks. Man, he's 22 years old. He's got 3 or 4 more years before he even hits his prime, dude.
Yeah.
There's so much he can do and grow. But we're like, oh, he's in the league. He's got to do this. He's got to do that. He sucks. I mean, Patrick Williams, you've been there 5 years, bro. It's okay. You just suck. Now we can say you suck. Your time's run out. But Giddey
never averaged double digits.
But Giddey, he's changed my mind, my opinion on him. I really like this guy a lot. I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Giddey's got game. And I saw that at OKC when he was playing at OKC. You know, this was before OKC started winning more games, which has happened like the last, I want to say, like 2 years. Excuse me. That they've been winning more games. But Giddey, he's always been a steady guy. He's not a flashy guy. He's not gonna.
No, not at all.
He's not going to stick out with his athleticism. He's not going to look all electric with his dribbling. He's not a defensive guy. He's not a big, imposing guy. You know, he's just like a 6'7" to 6'9" guy that can handle the rock, can throw the rock around to the players, and he can shoot a little bit. Actually, I think he's probably shooting his best that he's shot in his career this season with the Bulls. He
is fundamentally sound. You know what I mean? There's nothing great about his game. His game is, but there's everything. Everything's very good. Yeah. Not great, not flashy. Everything's just very good and fundamentally sound. And that's not going to wow people. But like you said, man, you're like, oh man, who's this dude? All of a sudden, at the end of the game, he ends up with 21, 8, and 12. Like, where did this come from?
Where did this come from? Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's smooth. It's in the flow. He doesn't force anything. Yeah, I'm liking this young man a lot more as the season's progressing, as I see him get more comfortable with us, with his teammates. I'm liking this guy a lot more. Let's move on real quick. We'll talk Bulls a little later. Next top of the morning topic: the Bulls host the Raptors tonight. Tip off is at 7:00 Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network if you don't have Comcast, or you can listen to it on their flagship station, 670 AM. That whole debacle is. Dude, it's crazy. So you can't watch the Cubs and they're on Marquee. They're on Comcast, I think now. Marquee, but the Chicago Sports Network ain't on Marquee, so you can't catch the Blackhawks, Sox, and Bulls on Comcast. So Marquee I don't know if they signed a deal with Comcast. If Marquee's on Comcast, because I have AT&T Uverse, so there I get Marquee and Chicago Sports Network.
I don't even have cable. I just use my little box. Yeah, man. I can't do those cable prices, man. They too high for me. I have the internet naturally, but yeah. And then with Jay Reisendorf and all his stuff where, you can't catch nothing. I mean, this is probably the worst time in Chicago sports history right now.
Yeah.
The last couple of years have been the worst time in Chicago sports history.
Bulls are going nowhere. Sox are going nowhere. The Blackhawks are going nowhere. The Bears are trying to go somewhere, and and the Cubs are trying to do something too. So I mean, they're not even established yet. We still have to have a lot of things go right before we're in the plus conversation with those two teams. So. We'll see. But listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk some more, get some more top of the morning topics. I got to get the warden off to CrossFit, and we'll see you on the other side. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Follow Mal C, Chris Edgerton, right here with your boy, the SuperBack, and Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Many will hear the calling, few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
And Collins will have an offensive board.
Good box out.
Giddy, runner, no, Collins. It's been a few years together. Herder over Bogey, knocks it down. After he missed his first.
I like the hustle, but man, you also got to take into consideration other people.
Oh, watch your hand, Eubanks. Kobe White attacks. San Diego State looking for three more. Rebound Herder, outlet for Giddy, makes the catch, and he lays it in.
Good find by Kevin Herder.
Minutes left, 7-point game. Ball, hassling Leonard.
Good job by Lonzo Ball.
Giddy, eyes up, Jones drives it. Collins trailing a champion.
Nice play by Trey Jones.
That's some good passing. Way to hit the trailer. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning at Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Chicago Network. Those were the Bullies losing 122-117 to the Clips. They're on the west side. I'm good. I'm okay with them tanking for Cooper Flag. I am more than okay with that. If we can get a Cooper Flag on this team, and there's a couple other guys on that Duke squad, man, that are pretty good. My man Jay Grizz checking in. What's up, Jay Grizz? This is Good Morning Family. Happy Friday. Yeah, Jay Grizz up in this joint, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Coming from Philly. Yes. So let's keep it going. Next top of the morning topic. See where were we at? Which way did we go? Last night, the Blackhawks. Man, this was a high-scoring affair. The Blackhawks with a tough 7-5 loss to the Vegas Golden Knights out in Sin City. Man, it was, you figure, you score 5 goals, you win. But Peter Mrazek stopped 10 of 15 shots. He gave up 5 goals. He pulled them in the first period. Like, are you out? He was employing the Swiss cheese defense very well yesterday. Nick Foligno has 12th goal of the season. Doc, his second. Del Mastro lit the lamp for the first time this year. Mikheyev, 11th time. And Kurashev lit the lamp for the 6th time of the year. Connor Murphy had 3 assists yesterday, bringing his total to 15 on the season. And Frank Nazar, the youngster, had 2 helpers for his 9th and 10th of the season. Next top of the morning topic, the Blackhawks take on the Anaheim Ducks tomorrow. All right, they're going out to the left coast hanging out with Snoop and them. Puck drop is 9 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sportsnet or listen to it on their flagship station, 7:20 a.m. That's the craziness. The Hawks. You follow much hockey, Chris?
Not really. I know about Connor Bedard, D. Bedard. Supposed to be the next generational guy.
Yeah. They're doing what the Bears are doing. They're not developing them.
Yeah. Doing what Chicago do.
Yeah. Well, let's keep this going. Next top of the morning topic. Big win, baby. Yeah, the good guys from the South Side. That's what I'm talking about. The White Sox get their first win. Steve, I told Steve-O, you can't be keep putting the bagless Sox fans on. You can't keep doing that. It was, he's a Cub fan, so he's just fucking with me.
Oh, God.
So the Sox beat the Cleveland Guardians yesterday 4-2 out at Camelback Ranch. Perez got the game started the game, no decision, 2 innings, a hit, 2 Ks. Lenin Sosa, 2 for 3 with a double, his first, driving in his second and third runs of the season. Gray was 1 for 2 with a ribby, his first of the season, and Slater drove in his first run of the season. But no rest for the weary. Today, the Sox take on the Angels in Tempe. First pitch is at 2:10 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on the Major League Baseball Network or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. Check it, keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topic, the Cubs. Yes. All right, you Cub fans, you get ready, psychos. The Cubs remained undefeated yesterday. The Cubs tied the Angels 4-4. Second day in a row, they tied at 4. At Sloan Park, Jordan Wicks started the game, no decision. 2 2/3 inning, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 punch-outs. Swanson 1 for 2 with a double, his first of the spring, driving in his first ribby. Long was 1 for 1 with a double, his first of the spring, driving in his 4th and 5th runs of the season. And Kelly was 1 for 2 with an RBI, his second of the season. And for just a note, former White Sox shortstop Tim Anderson homers in the first inning off of Jordan Wicks. Yes. Tim Anderson had a very real quick. The Cubs today, they travel to Surprise, Arizona to take on the Rangers. First pitch is 2:05 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that game only on 670 a.m. It's not on Marquee. Only the home games are at Marquee. At Sloan Park are at Marquee. Back to Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson was one of my favorite White Sox players. Not my favorite, but one of them. Left here in a very, how would you say, dishonorable discharge. Okay. He's traded to Miami and, goes to Miami. Doesn't really pan out that well. He's looking for a new start. Tim Anderson was the face of this franchise for a long time. He was supposed to be a superstar, one of the best hitters in the league. He was up, he led the league in batting once, finished 3rd, I think, the following season. And then it all went downhill from there. It unraveled quickly. His best friend, who was his daughter's godfather, was shot and killed back in Tuscaloosa. So he had a lot of demons to deal with. Then he fathered a child outside of his marriage.
That's really good, man.
Yeah, that I can't even imagine. I mean, imagine having to spend time with your child. If you're going to bring it home to your house with your wife and your other child, first of all, would the wife allow it? And if he did, how was the tension? You know what I mean? And people forget. We always forget the human aspect of sports. Yeah, that's a big aspect. If you can't bring your baby, your son, into your own home, and if you can bring it because your wife and your other son are there, your other child are there. What's the tension like? You know what I mean? And then you expect them not to have that affect them on the field. It's a very, very difficult ask for a lot of people. But again, it's self-inflicted. No one told them to go.
Nobody told them to go shoot up the club. Now, I was a big Tim Anderson fan. I still am a Tim Anderson fan. I hope nothing for the best for that brother. I hope he bounces back. One thing we know about baseball they always call it an old man's game. So, you can go well on into your 30s, late 30s, sometimes early 40s being successful in baseball. With Tim Anderson, people got to remember when he came into the Chicago White Sox farm system, people weren't really expecting much from him. He wasn't actually even supposed to be the shortstop over there. You know, they had somebody else in front of him, but Tim kept working on his game and on his craft, and he became better. I would never. One of my greatest White Sox memories will be that Field of Dreams game. When he hit that home run, you talking about storybook ending. When he hit that home run for the game
against the Yankees,
fireworks, yes, against the Yankees with the fireworks going off and everything. That was like you couldn't written it. You couldn't written it no better than that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's like, man, when it rains, it pours, and sometimes when it rains, it hails. And in Tim's case, it hailed. Yeah. Because, you know, from him, like you said, with the whole best friend getting murdered to, you know, the infidelity and then getting knocked out
by Ramirez.
I like,
started
man.
It, and then, hey, he fucked around. He found out.
Yeah, he did fuck around and find out, man. I was like, damn, I was going for the brother too. I said, shit, Tim, man, you making the brothers look bad out here. And there's already not too many of us in baseball as it is. Then you get your ass knocked out. Shit. So it's okay. It's okay. But man,
I wish him the best.
Nothing but the best for Tim. Nothing but
me too. Me too. I liked him. I met him at Sox Fest in 2018, I want to say. Just a real nice guy. You know, I liked him. I want him to do well. You know, and like you said, even if it means just hanging around for another 5 or 6 years as a utility, you know, starting for the most part, but maybe be a utility guy. Man, you're right. You can go to 34, 35, 37. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then if you want to move him to second base, I mean, he's still the athleticism. He was so athletic that he can regress and lose a step because Father Time is undefeated. He can lose a step or two and still be more athletic than most baseball players. So he can play a second base. You know what I mean? And if that means getting, you know, what, $1.5, $2 million, $3 million a year, which is by baseball standards, peanuts.
Yeah.
You collect that. You collect them. Give me some of them peanuts. You know what I'm saying? Give me some of them peanuts. I'll have them.
I'll take them.
So yeah, I wish him the best.
Strike out.
I really wish him the best, man. I really do. It's just it was just such a whirlwind of bad. It was a perfect storm of bad that had happened to him, and you know, just man, I just wish the best for him because he is a good young man, and you know, he made mistakes like all of us, you know, but still, just anyway, keeping it moving. The next topic, morning topic, the NFL scouting combine continues in Naptown. The linemen and linebackers tested yesterday. Today, DBs and tight ends are up on the field. Tomorrow, Saturday, running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers, and Sunday's the O-line. A lot of names aren't going to participate. All right, Mason Graham's not going to participate. Cam Moore is not going to participate. Shedeur Sanders isn't going to throw at the combine. Are you cool with that, man? Is that annoying to you, or what's the deal with a lot of people not participating in the combine nowadays and want to wait until the pro day?
To me, it seems like it's putting a lot of power into the agents' hands, because I'm pretty sure they're getting plenty of advice from the agents and telling them that you guys shouldn't participate in this and participate in that because they don't want their draft stock to drop. And I get it, because the agent's whole job is to try to maximize as much money as they can for their clients. So I get it. It's just that some guys, they need to do it. Some guys we need to see, because sometimes it may propel you and it could drop you too. Like, that's why every single combine you have somebody that we haven't even heard of that just skyrockets up the draft board because of what they do in what we call the underwear Olympics.
Yeah,
you know, like prime example, the guy from Texas A&M. Everybody, oh man, he ran this. He ran what? I think a 4.5 or something like that.
6'5".
Yeah,
ran a 4.5, a 40-inch vertical, and a 10-foot 11-inch broad jump. And people are going crazy. And that was one of the.
Had 4 sacks in 3 years.
Thank you. You know what I mean? Like look like Tarzan, play like Jane.
Yeah.
Like that was the rant I was going to go on today. Is people get so excited over these things. Remember Jerron, was it Jerron something, the guy who jumped out of the pool?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God. That shit don't mean anything. These things, these underwear Olympics, as they're called, as you mentioned, it's nice to see them actually in person, but give me the film. I'm going to the film. All right. What the underwear Olympics does, it just confirms what the film shows you. And if you see a guy test well, it should make you say, you know what, let me go back to his film and see if this 40-inch vert, 10-inch broad jump, 4.5, 40, let me see how it translates to him, because let's be honest, there's thousands of players in college. And I know your job as scouts, it's easy for scouts to have one slip through the cracks. It's easy. Especially if you got a big name guy on another side and the other side on your same team, it's easy for someone to get overshadowed. So now if you get when you see this guy, now you got to go back to the film and say, let me see what I saw over there. How does this translate to the field? Because it doesn't matter about how fast you run, how far you jump, how high you jump, how many bench reps. Stephen Paye, remember, put up the bench 225 49 times. And dude, he sucked.
Straight boo-boo. Straight
he sucked.
Boo.
So that's the crazy part about it. You look at it and say, okay, if he wasn't on my radar, let me go back and look at his film at this particular point. But it's the NFL loves to host events. Remember, the scouting combine wasn't that big till like 10, 12 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. Who wants to go to Indianapolis? Just watch guys run around their shorts. What did the NFL do? They made it an event.
Yeah.
Sure made it an event. Now they have press conferences with the GMs, with the head coaches, with the players, and it's now they have different things in and around Indy. I've been down there a couple times. They have activities for families. It's an event, and that's what the NFL does. Everything is an event. The draft wasn't a huge thing. Now look at it. They build draft towns. Every town they go to, it's draft town.
Yeah, draft town. Yeah.
NFL
we have one here.
Yeah. 2 years in a row. Remember that?
Yeah. And what's also crazy about that, like when you said it's just about the guys testing athletic, it sort of reminds me of these guys when you watch basketball and how they talk about, oh man, look at that guy, he can jump, or these guys that are dunkers, saying they're not in the league, they're just dunkers, like, oh man, he can do this, but he can't play worth a damn. Yeah, he can dunk because that's what he's been practicing doing, dunking, but he can't barely dribble a ball. He doesn't have the IQ to play basketball. He can't shoot, So yeah, sometimes those underwear Olympic guys, man, it's great that you're an athletic freak. But what you can do with it, and then you always got the GM who thinks that they can harness that and end up tapping into that untapped potential.
Like Ryan Poles and Kieran Amagaje and Bayless Jones.
Y'all got it. Y'all killing me with KA, man. The man only played 2 games. He ain't even finished.
But I have no, listen, with Kieran Amagaji, I don't have a problem. Don't draft him in the 3rd round. How many GMs are going, damn, the Bears got him in the 3rd round? How many people are saying that?
Well, he was projected to be actually, if he didn't get hurt, he was actually projected to be a late 1st, early 2nd, right?
No. Well, first of all, he was hurt. So there's another thing.
Yeah, he was hurt.
For me, I'm not taking any guy who went to Yale or who went to certain FCS schools, okay? I'm not taking him that high. Because the competition that you face, I played at Holy Cross, and that's one FCS is 1AA. So you get a guy who goes to Yale and we played Yale and Harvard, and we played a lot of Ivy schools when I went to Holy Cross. They're on our schedule. So the talent competition, I don't see what you can see. What you see from a guy who does well there to make you take him in the 3rd round. The competition that he has, so he kick steps well. Good. He's able to handle a bull rush. Are those guys as tough as as strong as the guys in Michigan, at Florida State? No. So I don't understand why people, especially that position, maybe a skill position guy. Okay. A skill position guy. I mean, you run a 4.5, you're jumping, you're catching balls against no Diddy. You catching balls from all over the place. Cool. I can see that. But an offensive lineman or defensive lineman, I don't think they should deserve that grade. Even though you dominated, the level that you dominated is not. Give me a guy who's an average SEC guy. Give me a guy who's at Michigan, who's at LSU, who's at Alabama, who's at Wisconsin, who's at Ohio State. Give me those guys, those offensive linemen. You don't have to reach for Kieran Amagaji. If he was touted as a late first, early second, there's something wrong because I didn't see him. And he can still be good. Don't get me wrong. He can still be very good. But the problem is what you did with him, which is Ryan Poles. One, you reached for him. Okay. Two, he was hurt. You reach for him, one AA guy. Then he's hurt. Then you don't prepare him. And then you throw him out there against the guy in Minnesota who's having an all-pro year and don't give him help. What kind of shit is that? You don't give the dude help. No chip, no tight end there to chip him, no running back to chip him. He got his ass handed to him. And then you lose. Then you don't dress him the next week. You talk about fucking with your confidence. Come on, man. That's bullshit.
But to me, that was a clusterfuck by the coaching staff.
But and the administration.
Because I asked people, okay, so you say that like guys like Karam Amagaji, they shouldn't be going. So what? So all these guys that's in the FCS schools, should they be going in the 4th and 5th and 6th round? Because the reason why I say that is because the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year last year started out at Albany State. He was lucky to go to Florida State and ended up playing. So a lot of these guys, they got game. They may not be able to be seen or they are overlooked by some of these big programs because we all know one thing about sports that's been as true as the oldest of times is that politics is very much real in sports.
Yeah.
And we know we've all been athletes. We all been on teams. If that's not my guy, then guess what? He's not going to play. He may be better than my guy, but he's not going to play. That's just like the father's son on the team. He asked, but he's starting because his father's the coach. So when it comes down to Amagaji, I understand that he was hurt. There's nothing. I still want to see what he's got because he's only played in 2 games. One of them he finished. You know what I'm saying? The other one he got hurt in. The coaching staff, which we know is a total clusterfuck from the get-go, didn't do anything to help him. Like you said, his first game starting against a damn all-pro, you don't chip him. You don't give him no type of help over there on the side, no nothing. And then people sitting up there saying, oh, man, my God, Ryan Poles, man, he's dumb. He drafted this guy, and he looks terrible. He looks like trash. The kid did not play in the summertime. He didn't do nothing in the combine. Give him a chance.
Yeah.
Now, this year,
he that guard that we need?
Huh?
Do you think he could be that guard that we need?
It's a possibility. I mean, I tell the truth. I would like to see him. I would like to give him a chance to see if he could be, because for the simple fact, we haven't given him a chance. It's not like this guy had a great spring, you know what I'm saying? Like he was in a camp doing good,
OTAs, minis,
OTAs, all that. No, we didn't see him at all. He was the big unknown. What we do know, he's a big guy. He's got big traits. We do know that.
Feet.
Yeah.
From Hinsdale.
Yeah, but we got, and then he's a Chicago guy. He's a Chicagoland guy. Come on, people, give him a chance. Let's see what he got. Now, if you sit up there and tell me 2 years from now he look like ass, well, within your rights to talk shit and say it was done. But off of 2 games, well, I should say a game and a half, maybe not even a game and a half, a game and 1/4 of a game. Nah. I'm not really throwing it.
Grizz, I think it's a tongue-in-cheek comment, huh, Daisy? But you're right, it's not that big of a deal. I guess so may as well not even have any of the first or third round draftees even go to the combine, I guess. No, I'm not saying that. Here's what I'm saying. Don't make an assessment on a guy who, because he tests well, okay, that and I don't understand why they jump up so high. A lot of guys who jump up really high, and not all, okay, but a lot. Do you realize they train for this? All right, I trained for that every year they came. So after my junior year or my senior year, I didn't get invited to Indy, But they trained. We had scouts coming to Holy Cross, and we trained. We speed trained. We explosive. We did a lot of explosive lifts for our broad jump. Okay, for our vert. Okay, we with bench press. We did a special workout to enhance our bench press. So they're training specifically for this. All right, for the Underwear Olympics. Okay, all I'm saying, I'm not saying it's not necessary or it's not a good thing. All I'm saying is I don't think it should affect someone that greatly. What you do, like I said, is after you look at his tape, or after you look at him and running around in his skivvies or his skin tight, his Under Armour tights now, go back and check the film. Because it's possible you missed something. It's possible that his teammate who's a stud is making all the plays, but he's right there. Or maybe he spills it back into his teammate to make the play. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And if you get a guy who's at Michigan, I mean, granted, Mason Graham and Grant, they got each other. So they're both monsters. But say Grant wasn't as good as he is, maybe you can go back to the tape and say, holy cow. Okay, he's doing some stuff too. But Mason Graham's getting double teamed, but this guy over here is going to one-on-one. He's doing, you know what I mean? He's validating you going back to check it out. I'm not saying that you don't need it, because it does have, some people do jump up the draft boards and make maybe they mature. Who knows? I'm just saying, don't take that as law when you see a guy and all the combines. Jerron Gilbert. There you go, Rick. Thank you, Papa. Jerron Gilbert. That's it. Jump out of the pool. I'm like, that's only good if someone drop. It's lightning out. Like, you got to get out of the pool. It's lightning. It's only. No, who cares? I like it. It's something else to do for the NFL. You know, another place for us to visit. I mean, we always go to Indy now they don't have the combine doesn't move like the draft, which I think they may want to start doing. But nonetheless,
yeah,
it's just be good. Make sure that when you see a guy that you like in the Underwear Olympics, go back and just rely on the film. If I didn't see anybody at this thing and I just rely on film, that's a good barometer. But you get guys who are tweeners, or maybe guys who were second, third round picks because you saw the season, maybe they were a step slow. Maybe you saw they were not strong enough. Maybe you saw they weren't quick enough. Well, I just told you, they train for this. So now if you see a guy who you're like, yeah, he's going to be a third or fourth round pick or fifth or sixth round pick, and then you see him like, oh, wait, he's testing better than he looks on the field. Let me go see. So you go back and say, okay, he was a step slower. I can tell he don't run a 4.4 here, but he ran a 4.4 at the combine, so now he's faster. All right, he's stronger, he's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster. He's got a good base. Okay, now I can see someone moving up the ladder, the draft polls, because you saw good film. There were things he needed to work on. He's worked on them to the point where now the improvements that you see could cause someone to say, okay, I'll take him, sooner than he was projected earlier. That's all I'm saying. Don't just say, oh, he ran a 4.4, he's going to be a first rounder. No, it does. It's a lot of people get excited over that. I don't.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta let the little guys eat, man. You gotta see what they got, the little guys. You already know about the big known guys. Sometimes you gotta let the little guys eat, man. See what they got.
Yeah, that's true. Because that mean had I got invited to, that would have been me. Had I got invited to Indianapolis, you know what I mean? That would have been me, a guy out of a small college, 5'11", 205, 210. My best, the only thing best I ever did was I had a 37.5-inch vert. I only benched 320. I squatted. I didn't get 6. It was like 550, 560. And I hand cleaned 315, 320. So it would have been good numbers for a running back. Nothing crazy. But you'd have to go back to the film. You know what I mean? If it'll caught someone's eye and said, oh, wow. Okay, the numbers aren't really great, but let me see. And now that's what you add, what verifies going back to the film. So, but I'm excited because of this. All right, you got the Saturday tomorrow, the longest day. You got the running backs, quarterbacks, and wideouts. Now, wideouts might be able to jump up, obviously because of their speed. But can you take a hit? Can you run a route? Can you catch the ball in crunch time when it's 4th and 6 and you got to run around at 6.5, 7 yards. Can you do that? Those are the things. This is why I say you can't just go off the numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's fourth down, like EQ St. Brown in Miami 2 years ago, with him and Justin throwing the ball right through his hands. Come on, man. You know, those are the type of things you got to see. But I'm looking forward to Saturday. I want to see the running backs. I want to see.
This is a deep running back draft. That's why I would not take, as much as I know people like Genty, I would not take him at number 10.
Me either. Another reason is he's very similar to Swift. Same size. Swift, Genty might be a little thicker.
Yeah, his contact balance is ridiculous, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Genty, it's tough to get him down, but give me someone like Amari Hampton. We're not going to get him. The kid out of UNC, he should be gone.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but yeah.
You give me a Caleb Williams. No, what's the kid out of Iowa? Not Caleb Williams.
Caleb Johnson. Yeah, he said it right.
Johnson, not Williams. Caleb Johnson. I like him. I like the two Ohio State running backs.
Trey Henderson and what's his name?
Judkins.
Yeah.
Judkins. I like both of those guys. Give me a bigger back who I can get coming downhill. You know, and truth be told, I was pleasantly surprised with DeAndre Swift last year. He ran between the tackles like I didn't know he could run between the tackles.
Yeah, when the line is not very good.
And
at least one put in position to be good.
And that's what everyone kept saying, the offensive line. But the dude he was 30-something yards away from 1,000. I know it's 17 games, but still, I was impressed with a line that we thought wasn't very good. This small running back gets almost 1,000 yards behind it.
Yeah.
So, but I still want the two. Give me the Thunder and Lightning. Give me a bigger back, because I don't know about you, but I am done with Rashawn Johnson.
I know everybody said he done. The man had concussion. Well, first of all, he wasn't given too many opportunities either. He had the concussion. Then once he came back from the concussion, you know, I'll put it to you like this. This coaching staff was so bad that it made the players look like they ain't shit. It makes the GM look like they ain't shit, because when we go and talk about the Chicago Bears, it wasn't like the Bears didn't have talent.
Yeah, plenty of it.
You look at it. Cole Kmet, down year. DJ Moore, down year. Keenan Allen, down year. Who else? Montez Sweat, down year. Jalen Johnson, down year. Tremaine Edmonds, down year. TJ Edwards, down year. You know, so you look at all these players that you had, and you saw what they did the previous year, and then everybody on there took a fucking step back. So to me, that has a lot to do with your culture. With your coaching, and them not putting the players in the best position to succeed. Like, how do you have Nate Davis? He ain't played. You decide to bench him. You got Tevinjenkins over there, left guard, who in the previous season, when he was playing over there at the right guard, him and Darnell Wright together were tearing people new assholes. But then you don't make the switch and put him back over there at the right guard.
Yep.
And at least have a strong side. Some part of your line where you have a strong side. You can say, okay, this left side over here, that shit weak. Okay. We got a strong side over here to the right. We need that 1 yard. Jenkins.
Where we going?
Right? We going to y'all side. Everybody know it's coming. We going to you guys' side. Coaching fucks up everything. And now you're hearing all the stuff coming out about Eberflus and Shane Waldron not looking over game film and tape with Caleb, and that players feel like Eberflus wasn't listening to them. And
see, it's an interesting topic you brought up. I don't know how much of that I truly believe. All right. I don't know how much of that I truly believe. Okay, because that's your job. So when they say Caleb had to go do stuff by his own, now, as an offensive coordinator, that's your job, is to watch film with your quarterback. Now, I don't know, and everyone's still in the honeymoon phase with Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb is a little entitled son of a bitch. He's entitled. He's that new wave athlete. If you don't like it, he's going to cancel you. So I wouldn't, and I would love to find out for real.
Mm-hmm.
If he said, you know what, I'm not going to work with this guy because he's an idiot, and then did his own thing, okay, which could be the case, but that's not saying that Shane Waldron didn't want to watch film with him. If you can't make Caleb show up, you can find him all you want, you can do all you want. If you don't want to show up, you don't got to show up. He got money from before he got to the Bears. He got money when he got to the Bears. It's gonna be like Derek Coleman back in the day with the New Jersey Nets. They had to wear suits, and he would always wear jumpsuits. And they were like, no, we have a dress code. He's like, here's an empty check. Fill it in at the end of the year. Fill it out whenever you need. You know what I mean? Caleb's gonna be like that dude. He's gonna be like that. And I just think that I don't see Shane Waldron saying, okay, I'm not gonna watch film with him. I don't see that. I see Caleb and Shane Waldron clashing, and Caleb saying, I don't want to watch film with him. And then it comes out afterwards, oh, he didn't watch film with him. Well, was it because Shane Waldron didn't do his job? Or was it because Caleb decided didn't like the way that Shane was doing his job with him? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
the big difference if Shane says, I'm not watching film with you, as opposed to Caleb saying, I don't care what you say, I'm not watching film with you.
All right. Well, there's only two things that I can remember during the season. One was that the players came to Shane Waldron and told them what they would like to run. Also, before the season had even started, once we had hired him, Jackson Smith-Njigba said, oh, yeah, y'all got Shane Waldron? You'll see.
Yeah, he goes, are we live? Because,
yeah, you'll see.
Yeah.
And then the last and final thing was when they talked to the passing game coordinator, Thomas Brown, and they asked Thomas Brown, did you talk to Caleb? Have you spoken to Caleb? He said, I haven't been able to talk to Caleb the whole season. Like, he's done nothing with him. And he's supposed to be the passing game coordinator, which lets me know that, like you said, it's either Caleb or it's Shane Waldron. Because how is it that the passing game coordinator has not sat down and talked with the quarterback? How is the QB coach not been able to sit down and talk to the quarterback? That's unheard of.
Yeah, I can see if Shane Waldron just didn't want him, because they're two different. They didn't come up together, they didn't coach together. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I can see Shane just saying, hey, just put stuff together and have you, kind of go over it, or put the scout team shit together. And what I could see an offensive coordinator taking that type of control. Shane Waldron's a vet, so I can see him delegating shit like that. Like, I don't know. I really would love to get to the bottom of of all that dysfunction. I really would, because they had it all. They had the offensive coordinator. So, and here's another thing why I said is like, wait a minute. So Shane Waldron can work with veterans apparently, because he worked with Geno Smith, got him a new contract. He worked with Russ, but he can't work with Caleb. See, something's not right there. So he got a guy who was a fucking journeyman, who believed in him and trusted in him got him a new contract in Seattle, but it can't work with Caleb. And don't get me wrong, both things can be right. They both could be freaking stubborn and hard-headed. They both can be. But as an offensive coordinator, your job is to be malleable, all right, and kind of work with, you know what I mean, especially now these athletes. But you got to make your system fit him. And maybe they weren't doing enough stuff that Caleb liked. I don't know. Maybe Caleb liked throwing all those wide receiver screens and bowl screens. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's like Black Diamond said. At the end of the day, it falls on the idiot who fumbled on 4 games, including the Thanksgiving game. So, hey, that's your job as a head coach, to sit up there, and you have to look at all 3 phases. You got to coach all 3 phases, be a part of all 3 phases, not just, okay, Shane, you got the offense, I'm going to leave that to you. Special teams, Rich Hightower, you got that, I'll leave that to you. I'm going to focus in on the defense, because guess what? I'm going to be calling the defense. Oh, yeah, the defensive coordinator? Yeah, man, just sit back there, chill. Yeah, chill. Washington, chill. collect you a check. I got the defense.
But isn't it built the same way this year with the offense? So what if stuff happens on the defensive side?
Well,
I mean, we
that's
still don't know about Ben Johnson.
Yeah, that's why I hope that he comes in and somebody. That's why I hope. That's why I'm glad that Ben Johnson, even though he wasn't the number one guy on my list, but even though they had him, he's brought in guys with so much experience. Dennis Allen being a former head coach,
two-time head coach,
yeah, he's there. To show him some ropes. You got veteran guys like an Al Harris, Randall Well, what I'm saying, the offensive line coach, all these different coaches with experience. Not first timers like Eberflus came in here with a whole bunch of first timers and shit. Yeah, we all gonna be fucked because we all gonna do it together. First time, all of us. Yeah, I'm straight on that.
Well, Rick, he's like, I never heard someone defend Waldron like you are. I don't agree, but I respect your stance. I'm not saying Waldron was the best, but you got to look at the big picture. Why? So Waldron's able to work with two other quarterbacks, but he can't work with Caleb. And Caleb's got receivers. And let's look at, and Caleb did a poor job last year of hitting all his receivers. And we can sit there and talk about the offensive line, but and him being sacked 68 times. But a lot of it was his fault holding the ball. Yeah. All right. So when he doesn't run, so that's mistake number one. When you have the ability to run, he didn't run. I'm not asking you to be Justin Fields. I'm asking you to get the hell out, get us a yard or two. Stay out of the sack. Now it's 2nd and 16 as opposed to 2nd and 8 because you went and you got 2 yards and slid. You know what I mean? Those are things that he worked on. And it sometimes, and again, I'm not defending him. I'm just saying I want to find out the whole picture. Because as being a coach, people see from the outside, we see one thing. And especially if the media runs with it, because remember, Caleb is the darling. Caleb's a generational quarterback, the best quarterback to ever throw the football coming out of college, according to some of the media members. So they're not going to blame him. But maybe he needs some of the blame. Because we gave it to Waldron, and Waldron needed some of the blame. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying, look at it in a different way. You know what I mean, Rick? You follow me? I'm not putting it all on. Put it this way: I'm not putting it all on Shane Waldron. He did more than enough to screw the shit up. Don't get me wrong. He did more than his share.
Oh yeah, he had his lion's share of that.
Yeah, but I'm not putting it all on him. I'm telling you, I truly believe that Caleb did that shit on purpose in Detroit. I truly believe it because it turns out. Here's why. It's a win-win for Caleb. Okay, you've been in a situation before. It's ain't your first day playing quarterback. You can call a timeout. And so what does he tell us? Why I call a timeout? I didn't know if they wanted me to call a timeout. Dude, you're the freaking franchise quarterback. What are they going to do? Bench you? Call a timeout. He lets the time go down, and he makes that. He throws the fade to Rome. It doesn't even go to DJ, which pisses me off. They paid this dude a lot of money. He should be your number one receiver, but he's probably still mad at DJ because DJ defended Justin Fields last year. So he goes with his guy Rome. And if Rome keeps running and catches it, Caleb Williams is the savior. Oh my God, Caleb! And if he doesn't, guess what? It's gonna go down just like it went down. So
I wouldn't say that he did it on purpose. Actually, I call that a blunder on the coach because hell,
they did.
The coach is this is the thing. The QB Caleb he's not a veteran. So he's probably haven't been, especially in the NFL, he hasn't been in too many of those situations. So automatically the coach sees that sack, timeout, because you had 33 seconds left on the clock. If you call a timeout right then and there, that still gives you enough time. I'm sitting up here saying, okay, we got no timeouts. If we throw the ball over the field, I want the whole entire field goal unit ready to get their ass on the field so we can at least attempt a damn field goal. It's just that simple. So I can't blame a rookie quarterback that's been getting his fucking head knocked off the whole goddamn season. Hell, probably got his head knocked off that game as well. And then he's in the last final moments of the damn game and shit. He probably don't even know that he's there in Detroit. You ask him what city he's in, he's probably gonna say fucking Minnesota. and he sits up there and he throws the ball. Now I do agree he does have this bromance with Odunze, where I feel like sometimes he forces the ball to Odunze a little too much. him and DJ Moore don't have the best relationship. You can tell just, I don't give a fuck how much they try to, play it up like, oh, yeah, we're fine. We're fine. You're not fine. You're not fine.
No,
okay?
Definitely not.
Stevie Wonder can see that you guys are not fine. Okay. So at the end of the day, it still falls on the coaching. The quarterback definitely takes some responsibility, but the ultimate failure in this season comes down to coaching. How a team go from what was we like 7 and 10 last year to 5 and 12, and we had literally 7 games this year. 7 games, Shawn. 7 games that we lost by 8 points or less. Our season can be 12 and 5 instead of 5 and 12 this year.
Very easily. Very easily.
Yeah. With good coaching.
Yeah, and I agree. And Rick Gonzalez said he should have known better. And like I said, the Coach Eberflus gets, and here's also why I say that. I said I think Caleb might have done that on purpose. If you look at Eberflus, the look on his face looked like he just got screwed. Because why couldn't they run another play at 30 seconds? It doesn't take 30 seconds to get up, have everybody get back to the line, and run another play. It doesn't take 30 seconds. It doesn't. Ball for a long time. I've been in situations like that. It doesn't take that long. Eberflus, and even if you listen to the post game, he's like, yeah, the plan was to get up and run another play. This is Caleb saying, plan to get up and run another play. Well, why didn't you get up and run another play? Why did you wait until the one last play to throw the roam? I didn't understand that. There was so many things. But yes, I agree with you. Coaching should have called it at 30 seconds, timeout.
Yeah, if he sees that your quarterback is at the line of scrimmage and he's calling audibles, trying to change up the routes or change up the play, you as a coach, hey, timeout. This kid obviously doesn't know what the fuck he is doing. So let me call a timeout right now, to at least try to salvage this, somewhat.
Right. But get a good play in, get my offensive line a little bit of rest.
Exactly. Let me call a timeout. But once again, this is why I go back to coaching. This is something that we've seen this coach continually not do. How many games did he lose us the previous year off of this? How many games did he lose us this year from doing this stuff? So that's why Caleb does take blame, but I'm leaning towards more 65-35, percentage.
I can go around that. I can go around that. Yeah. 60-40, 65-35.
Yeah.
I can even go 70-30. I can even go 70-30.
I'm sorry. 55-35. I'm sorry. My
no,
math
65-35. You're good.
65-35. Yeah. My math is damn near all off. Yeah. But I would go that. I would go that opposed to, just putting one blame on one player or not on the coach. Yeah.
Well, now we got a new coach. And the question we got to see is, can this guy make those calls? And one of the smart things that he did, and there's one thing, it's in business. People say you show people how smart you are by hiring people who are smarter than you. Okay? And I'm not saying Dennis Allen's smarter than Ben Johnson, but Dennis Allen has more experience than Ben Johnson. He's been in that situation. So he's going to be like, hey, listen. So they're going to talk about it. Like if there's a situation come down, get on the mic and tell me to call a timeout. If I'm screwing up and I'm not calling a timeout, get on the phone like, hey, coach, call a timeout. You know what I'm saying? That's people like that are the people you need. So kudos to Ben Johnson for hiring someone with that type of experience who's been in that situation. And believe me, we've all been in a situation where we're second in charge. And it's so easy to say what the person in charge should be doing. It's crystal clear.
Yeah.
Except to the person who's in charge.
When your ass ain't on the line, it's easy to say what the person
really
should
easy. It's real easy. And so now you got a guy who's been in that situation, had to make those tough decisions. Now in the second chair, so to speak, it's going to be crystal clear to him. Hey, coach, we need a timeout here. Okay, cool. Like if I were Ben Johnson, I would even probably overuse Allen. Just talk to him all the time. Hey, what do you think? What do you think? All right, just to try and pick his brain in certain situations because he's been there. And he'll tell you something again. We've all been there. How much easier it is when you're not in charge to make the call, especially if you've been in that situation. So I love the fact what he's done with that. I really do. So, and then I also hope Caleb gets better. There's a lot of things Caleb can improve on. All right. And for all you people who think I hate Caleb, I don't. All right. He's extremely talented. I think Caleb can lead his team to a Super Bowl. I do. Okay. It doesn't mean I don't think Justin could have. I do think Justin could have with everything set up, but we got Caleb now. And Caleb is extremely talented. All right. We just got to get him to play a little freer. One of the things, my biggest thing, talk to me about this, Chris. I felt that they coached the Caleb out of him. Because if you look at the way that Caleb played in college, he was a little more of a gunslinger, more of a Brett Favre-ish type guy. Didn't turn the ball over very much still, even though he was a gunslinger. But it seemed like they were trying to he wasn't attacking as much as he did in college. And you got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze, and Cole Kmet. And he really wasn't attacking. How do you think that they kind of overemphasize protect the ball, don't put it in harm's way?
Absolutely.
And it kind of, again, took some of the bite out of Caleb.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're in the NFL, one of the main teaching points they're going to have you learn, especially on the offensive end, is don't turn the ball over. On the defense end, is going to be take the ball away. So, yeah, they definitely coached that out of him. They definitely had to because, like you said, he was more of a risk taker. You could tell that he wasn't comfortable. It's like every throw that he made, I got to make sure that I don't turn the ball over. Don't turn the ball over. Even like I think that one game they had played, I forgot who they played. And I don't know if it was Cole Kmet or it was Rome Odunze. Things were in Caleb's head because he lobbed, like one of them broke completely free, and he just lobbed the ball in there to make sure that he didn't overshoot him. To make sure they totally didn't miss, because the whole season, everybody was saying, oh, Caleb is one of the worst deep ball throwers in NFL history so far. So he literally took a little something off of it just to make sure that he wouldn't overthrow the player. So that's either people in your head, coaches in your head, media in your head, television in your head about you not having the ability to hit on the deep ball. He has a cannon for an arm. I love Justin too. When it comes down to being a natural thrower of the football, I'm taking Caleb Williams every Sunday. Every Sunday. And I was one of the people that wanted to keep Justin, but Caleb, he was taught not to sit up there and not to turn the ball over. Hence why I think he kept the ball and kept holding on to the ball a little bit longer than he should have, even though he had that problem at USC as well. One thing that I didn't like about Caleb, don't you ever sit up there and say that you don't like to run the football, that you don't like to run. Because trust me, you're an NFL player. And everybody you have 11 big ass 6'5" or shorter guys, Neanderthals, trying to hurt you. And you're going to tell me you're going to stay in the pocket because you don't like to run? You seen that big motherfucker named Myles Garrett? You think I'm about to stay back there so his big ass can get a hold of me? Nah, I'm straight. First opportunity I see, I'm getting the hell up out of there, especially with a leaky offensive line. I'm gone. I'm gone. I want to continue to play this game.
And that's self-preservation. And that's the one thing I think he's learned. I think he's shell-shocked. I think he was shell-shocked, and I hope that he's with this improved offensive line that I assume we're going to get. Mm-hmm. I think he'll have more time. He'll have more time, and believe me, he's the quickness, his release is unbelievable. Yeah. Quick. I love it. Okay. But now he'll be able to plant his feet and throw. There are a lot of plays last year when he was able to plant his feet and throw. Man, that ball comes out of that young man's hand in such a way. Such a way. And I love it. I love watching it. Yeah. But he couldn't stand flat. I remember Tom Brady, they were playing the Raiders one time. Pats, drops back, bounces, and then stands. This dude's flat-footed in the freaking pocket, not bouncing, not nothing. He's flat-footed and making his reads. If we can get to that point where Caleb's able to stand flat-footed and go from his first read to his second read to his third read, man, we're cooking with gas, because Caleb should be able to find some people, okay, at that particular point, which is, tie it all in. Hope this is why this offseason, which is why the Trey Smith thing was important. If we can get that offensive line to the point where they can get Caleb untouched, keep his jersey, keep his uniform clean, this kid can do some crazy things. Give me your thoughts about the Trey Smith situation and him being about to be franchise tagged by the Kansas City Chiefs.
I wouldn't expect no less. I mean, people say it all the time. Good offensive linemen rarely hit the market. And he's graded out as one of the best guards in football. And after that debacle that we saw in the Super Bowl with the offensive line, you think right now he's probably their best offensive lineman? You think they were going to allow him to walk in the test free agency? No. They're going to restructure some contracts, whether it be Pat Mahomes restructuring his contract. Because if I'm Pat Mahomes, people need to realize Tom Brady became the GOAT because Tom Brady was never the highest paid quarterback in football.
Yep.
He sacrificed some money to make sure that they get certain players that make him look great. So now he ain't got to tell people, he ain't got to pull a LeBron James. I'm great. People tell him and tell the world that he's great.
You're the GOAT, Tom. You're the GOAT.
You're the GOAT. So they're going to find some way to maneuver some money and bring that young man back. And, kudos to them for doing that, because you don't allow good offensive linemen to hit the market.
So they got to go to plan B, man. They got to go to plan B. What do you think? Who do you like at plan B? Here's a list of some guards. All right, Trey Smith is the top. He's out. Still got Will Fries. You got Mekhi Becton, Kevin Zeitler, James Daniels, who's coming off an injury, former Chicago Bear, Brandon Scherf, Zach Martin, Patrick McCarry, Aaron Banks, Will Hernandez.
Okay, so Will Fries wouldn't be a bad guy. Becton, he's kind of new to the position. He's got talent, but you're going to really need somebody. If you don't have the type of coach that can coach up that talent, I don't know if you take a gamble on him.
Well, he just won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. That's a big man.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah, but he just he was drafted as a tackle, and he had played tackle for so many years. And then even when he came over to Philadelphia, he started off as a tackle. They just moved him to guard. So out of all these guys on here, he probably has the least amount of experience as far as guys playing the guard position. So, I mean, you can take a gamble with that. Like I said, if you believe in your offensive line coach and think that he can get the best out of him, I'll definitely take him. Kevin Zeitler, the guy from Detroit, I would definitely bring him over because he knows the offense. He knows Ben Johnson. He knows exactly what it is. He can teach up the guys. If you want to put him at the left guard position, and if you're looking to get him for $6 to $8 million, especially with the salary cap going up, I would definitely get him. And then the rest of the guys, that's just, if plan B and C don't work, all the rest of the guys, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, So all those guys are further down the line. But yes, those first between 2 to 4. And then with James Daniels, I don't know, because I believe he tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
And one thing we know about Achilles is probably the most devastating injury to have when you're playing sports, because how many players have you seen come back to being the player they was previously with an Achilles injury? Not too many. I can't think of too many that come back and
Adrian Peterson.
Just as good. Huh?
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, that's probably 1 out of 100.
a lot more than 100. I agree with you. And that's a tough thing. That's a tough thing. So I personally, I'd like to go after Mekhi Becton or Zeitler, like you said, for that reason. Because
can we get both? Why can't we get both?
You could. Here's my thought. because I want us to go after Drew Dahlman. I want to get that center. I think that center might be. I think that center might be the most important thing. Because now you take the protection off of Caleb Williams' plate. Because he had a call. According to many reports, he was calling protections as a rookie quarterback in a new system. And he's not going to be a rookie, but he's going to be in a new system again. Yeah. Take that off his plate. Put it on a veteran. This young man is only 26 years old, but he's been in the league 4 years. He knows how to call plays. He knows how to identify the mic. That's one less thing your quarterback's got to do, which will allow him to look at the cover. Excuse me, the pre-snap coverage to make decisions pre-snap. So I say give you Drew Dahlman. I'd say get Mekhi Becton or Kevin Zeitler. You only need him for 3 years, right?
My question to you is why can't we get both? I mean, because when you look at it, even if they say Zeitler is like 6 to 8 million, and then Becton is 9 to 11 million, you combine them, that's 19 million right there. You were going to pay 23 million for Trey Smith. He's getting 23 million off the franchise tag, so you can get both of them and still get Dahlman.
Yeah, why not? Possible. That's very good, and that's a good possibility. If you want to be big, you can redo the Bears' offensive line if you do that, and still get Dahlman. You get your interior 3, and then I say you can draft an offensive lineman in the second round. Then you go get the best edge possible with number 1. Because if you go get a guard in the second round, the best guard who's left in the second round, man, Zeitler's only going to be there for 2 years, maybe 3. You can play him for 2, cut him after 3. You know what I'm saying? And now you got a young buck who's had a chance to develop. Because he's still going to play. He's still going to get in the rotation. He'll have a series here, a series there. But I'm not asking you to be the lockdown, or lockdown right guard at this particular point. You can grow into the position. We'll have some depth. So, yeah, it's possible. You're right, Chris. I wasn't thinking that. You're right. You could, especially if Mekhi Becton, you get him, say it's 10 and 8. That's 18 million.
Yeah.
Man, and then you go Dahlman.
You can get him.
Yeah.
And then not only that, they said the guy that's actually the purest left tackle in the NFL draft is the guy from Ohio State. And they're talking about he may fall to the second round. You can spend a second rounder right there. Now you got, I know you guys, everybody, we were talking about it earlier about the hurt guys, you know what I'm saying, about the guys with injury. But from everything that the scouts are saying, he is a true left tackle out of everybody in this draft. He is a true left tackle. You get him, you could possibly trade back at number 10 to get some other guys, you know what I'm saying, pick up some extra draft picks. Because like I said, one thing about this draft is heavy on running backs, it's heavy on linemen, and it's heavy on defensive linemen. So you can move back because there's no bona fide number 1 guy in this draft. You can move back, pick up some extra picks, get you some more depth.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even mind even if you trade back or if you keep it number 10. I wouldn't mind Will Campbell, Clark, all right, or the young man from Ohio State. I'd say second round, but Will Campbell or Kelvin Clark from Texas, or Banks.
Banks, yeah. You're talking about Kelvin Banks. Yeah.
I'm thinking Will Clark, fucking baseball player. Banks from Texas. One of those guys. If for whatever reason you want to move them to guard, because I'm okay. I can do one more year with Braxton Jones.
I don't know, man.
He's not great. He put it in my opinion. He's serviceable.
He's a guy that you can put in as a swing tackle, but now he's going to mess up his fibula, I think. So now that's going to throw him off a little bit. And then not only that, the dude skips leg day. That's why they keep pushing his ass back there. He should have been with you doing some damn. That's why he can't handle the bull rush.
Well, he's got stronger.
I'm done with him.
Well, here's the thing. He don't got big legs. Like some people are just built that way. So I agree. And here's what I would do with like draft Will Campbell or Banks and let him fail first. Like we were my left tackle. And if you don't think he can play left tackle or he's having problems, then move him in. And then you're good with. But I still say bring someone in to challenge Braxton Jones. See, the problem is it keeps coming down to egos. And I said it the other my last show.
Ego and politics.
The general managers want to be the smartest guys in the room. Like, why did you go get Braxton Jones when you couldn't have got a guy from from Florida State, from Alabama, from LSU, from Michigan, from Ohio State, from Penn State. There were no left tackles coming out from those guys, but guys who play against guys who are going to play on Sundays. They're playing, the guys in the SEC and Big Ten are playing against guys they're going to play against on Sunday. So you couldn't get any of those guys. You had to go to Southern Utah. That's for a guy who but who did you draft? Your third round picks have sucked. Your third round picks have sucked. You drafted Bayless Jones, you drafted Zach Pickens, and you drafted Kieran Amagaji. And Kieran, I'm not saying he sucked.
I mean, you said you wanted the guys from the big schools. I mean, like if we go by the philosophy that you're saying, none of the small guys will ever get picked because you want the guys that's going to play in the Power 4 conferences.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not grabbing them in the third round. I'm saying fourth and below. My first three rounds, you better be contributing. You better be fighting for a starting job or at least in that rotation. Fourth, fifth, and sixth. Okay, now we get to develop you a little bit. You get a little more leeway, but I'm not putting all my guys on from the smaller schools because of the competition that they felt. Now, there's rules, there's exceptions to every rule. Like if someone comes in from a small school, maybe they were recruited by a big school. Maybe they recruited, but for whatever reason, all right, they ended up going to 1AA or FCS schools. All right, but you knew this guy was one of the top linemen coming out. Then okay, maybe you take a chance on him. But for the most part, give me the guys who are playing against guys who are going to be playing on Sundays. That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, but I'm not gonna go pick somebody from a big time Power 4 conference team and sit up there. He was probably asked then and be like, oh well, yeah, let me go ahead and pick him because he's gonna probably be better than a guy that's from a FCS school, even though the guy from the FCS school has probably gone and gotten more reps and more teaching because you know in these Power 4 schools, man, you can get lost in the numbers because you got teams like you said, the Michigans, the Ohio States, the Texases. These guys right here, you may have been a 4 or 5 star that previous year, but then they got another 4 and 5 star guy coming in right behind you. And if you don't show your ass, guess what? You're gonna get lost in that shuffle.
But that further lends credence to my thing. Like he knows what pressure's like. He's got to handle his job as a starter. And he's got to handle the dude behind him who's trying to get his job. So this is pressure that you're playing out of Michigan, out of LSU, out of Alabama, out of Wisconsin, out of Penn State. This is a pressure as a starter that you're going to have to deal with. One, getting to that starting is not climbing up the hill; it's staying king of the hill, and that's at every position. So I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like get those guys because even if he was a starter but didn't make All Big Ten, could he still be serviceable or better than someone like Braxton Jones? And don't get me wrong, I like Braxton Jones. I think Braxton Jones is a great run blocker.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good run blocker.
Oh, he is a good run blocker. Yeah.
So, I mean,
he just can't handle the bull rush.
Yeah, that's still a big problem with him. Yeah, but he's got them skinny legs, man.
Yeah, man.
Have a problem. Hey, believe me, I play with a lot of guys. No diddy. I played football. I was on a lot of teams with guys who just had skinny legs.
Hey,
their legs didn't grow. Strong as an ox, but their legs didn't grow. And when you're dealing with someone with more mass, you're gonna lose every time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. But here Rick says, Paul says Kieran is working with Olin. Let's hope Olin is a miracle worker. I hope so, man. I hope so. I hope Olin at least can give him his attitude. I hope Olin's attitude goes. He can transfer his attitude to Kieran Amagaji.
Yeah, and I'm rooting for KA, man. KA, he's a Chicago guy, man. I'm rooting for him. It's very rare in sports that you be a hometown guy and then you get a chance to play for your hometown team. So I'm rooting for the kid. We only seen him play in 2 games. Everybody's quick to call him a bust, even though I don't know how a third rounder can be a bust. I understand if it was a first or second rounder, but they call him a bust. I don't know how that happens. Like they said, Braxton Jones is a bust. I said, the guy's a 5th rounder. You know how many 5th round guys don't make the NFL squads? So I'm just hoping for him, man. I'm hoping that he does great. I'm hoping that he can possibly be our left guard or possibly even left tackle of the future. Who knows? But I would definitely go for the kid at Ohio State in the second round. And I would trade back in that first round and get Kenneth Grant.
If you can get Kenneth Graham, that'd be nice. Braxton Jones is by far a bust. He's by far a bust. He is an above average left tackle. And I think that's to me, that's his ceiling, which is fine. It's fine.
Well, see, I can't call him a bust because he's not projected to even make the squad. He's a fifth rounder. Now, like I said, if he was a first or second, yeah, you can call him a bust, but he's a fifth round guy.
Right.
Just him making the NFL roster and starting as many games as he started, he's already going to went far beyond people's projections of him.
Oh yeah.
Period.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm Braxton is what he is. He's an average offensive tackle. He'd probably be better at right tackle. He's probably a swing tackle anyway. He's a guy that you can come in and have you spell you for a couple games or a couple plays, and that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, but here's another thing though. Here's why I'm not so quick to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't say we had to get rid of him.
No. But I mean, I'm not so quick to get rid of him as a starting left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Johnson likes to run the ball.
He does. 40%, 46% of the time.
He is a very good run blocker. He's got great feet. He gets out on that edge. He can lead. That I love it. I love that fact. So this is why. Remember, that's why I said if you try Will Campbell, if you draft Will Campbell or Banks, and you feel okay, if you want to move him in, okay, cool. Because I know in my run game, I got a dude who can get out and run. I mean, you remember the touchdown with DeAndre Swift, where he gets out and he took out two dudes. He hit one dude, spun around, his legs whipped, and he tripped another dude with his legs unintentionally, of course. And DeAndre Swift heads up the sideline for a tutty.
Hey,
this
guess
dude
who else
get out
did
there
that?
And move.
Guess who else did that?
Oh,
Karam Amagaji. Yeah, he did that. I forgot. I think it was his first game because he was getting beat. And then they ran a run play over there to that left side, and he took out two dudes to the house.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm not saying get rid of him. Me, if I got a chance to draft a kid from Ohio State in the second round, he there, I'm getting it. Now, if you want to keep Braxton Jones there, sort of like I don't know how Michigan do their quarterbacks. You come out with the more experienced guy, but as time goes, the rookie gets a chance to get him some reps in there, slowly bring him along from the injury. Yep. I'm fine with that as well.
Yeah, I am too. What about the defense? Are you cool with the linebackers? You cool with the linebackers?
Huh? I think coaching was so bad. I think Tremaine Edmonds has a lot of potential in him. I just think he needs the defensive coordinator that's going to bring him out. The guy is fast. He's big. He can cover. He can catch the damn ball. I think they just need a system that's going to best utilize him and TJ Edwards. Now, we damn sure got to do something about that damn defensive end position more than we got to do something about the three technique. People got to remember, Dexter Sr. last year, Gervon Dexter Sr., the guy had 5 sacks last year. That's more than Jalen Carter. I think he had just as many pressures as Jalen Carter. People sitting up there saying, oh, man, we could have had Jalen Carter. We had Jalen Carter right now. We'd be talking about the whole goddamn line. We need a whole new line because we wouldn't have Wright. We wouldn't have Darnell Wright right now.
Yeah.
I would, like I said, I wouldn't mind bringing in my guy. What's his name? Kenneth Grant.
Yeah, give me a disruptor. That's what I want. Give me a disruptor. And if we address that offensive line in free agency, like you get a guard in the center or two guards in the center, I'm okay with not drafting Will Campbell or Banks or whatever and going after an edge or a DT, or trading back and getting an edge or a DT. And getting the second round, getting my offensive lineman in the second round.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, definitely. Would you like to see Mac back here?
No.
Oh my God! What? No, you wouldn't like to see Khalil Mack back?
I loved Khalil Mack.
Mm-hmm.
I just Father Time, man. Father Time. He's what, 32, 34 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's going to bring something. I think the name will bring a lot of recognition and excitement. But when you turn on the film, it might not be that exciting.
Nah, that film is still good. That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
Film is still good. He still got that bend. He's still, man, that dude, he looked like he didn't slow down at all. Actually, he had mad pressures this year. He had 6 sacks, but he had like a lot of pressures this year. I wouldn't be opposed because the way we're looking at it right now, I don't see us being able to probably address the 3 technique or getting another DT and a legitimate edge guy. So it's going to be it's like you're gonna have to pick one because I mean, are you trading for Myles Garrett?
No, not at 32. Although I'd love to, because you're talking about defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
and he don't look like he's trying to slow down. But here's the problem. I'm not okay. I'm okay with trading for him. I'm not okay with giving up all that shit that they're gonna ask for. Because they're gonna ask for at least 2 rounds.
A vowel on there.
They're gonna ask for a lot.
Put a vowel on there, like, yeah, all right. You ain't bleed me.
This. Yeah, I don't know. There's gonna be at least 3 picks.
Yeah, 3 picks definitely. Like they said, it might be a first and a second. Well, I'll put it to you like this: Khalil Mack was 27 when we traded for him, and they got 2 firsts, a third, and a fourth. And Myles Garrett is going to be 30. So, I mean, but also I'm hearing that Cleveland don't want to trade him. They feel like they're a quarterback away, even though, like we said last year, Cleveland did have one of the best rosters in football, but they didn't have the most important position playing well, which was the quarterback position.
Right. Let me see something. Because this will be the tell-all. Yeah, Myles Garrett ain't going anywhere. Because if they ain't trading him, he's under contract for 25, and 26.
Mm-hmm.
Can they void it, or is this a team? Yeah, so he's under contract 25, 26, and he can void and become an unrestricted free agent after the 26th season. Yeah, if they ain't trading you, they say you ain't trading them, you don't got to show off to any other stuff. Voluntary stuff. They can start finding your ass. And I know he's got a huge contract, and it's going to make a dent. They don't make a big dent, but you're losing years. Here's the thing: if you don't play and you're healthy, then you have to play an extra year. Like you can't sit out. You can't sit out all year because then your contract will be extended 1 more year. So he won't be able to be an unrestricted free agent until the following year if you sit out. That's what
the man wants to go. I mean, I don't think that they will risk going through that, especially with the relationship they got. The man said he want out. It wasn't like people just bringing this out of nowhere. He says he wants to be traded. So I think they need to at least listen to what teams got to say about it. At least listen. Don't try to rob nobody. Don't think that people are going to give up 3 first-round picks for you. If a team gives up 3 first-round picks for you, they are extremely thirsty. And I guess they must be that 1 pick away from winning the Super Bowl, at least contending for the Super Bowl.
And they're stupid because he's 32, man. You know what I mean? He's 30. Like if it was a 26-year-old guy, or 27, like Khalil Mack, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But for his age, no, I don't. So I'm excited about what's going on. Just to see some of these guys, and what it does for me is it allows me to go back and start looking at some players and guys who have good combines. Okay, let me see what this guy can do. Let me go check out his film. I'll be able, because I don't follow the college game like other people whose job it is to follow the college game, or draft analysts, So this way I can go back and start looking at people and see what he does, and then wonder why he's not, and I said, why didn't he get a good grade, or So I love the combine for that. I love to see guys perform really, really well. So I have to go back, but I just love to see. You know what it is? I love when guys compete.
Yeah,
I love when guys compete. And I think that's cool. And that's one of the things that it bugs me, like why Shador isn't throwing, Cam Ward, they're not throwing. And I get it because you don't have you want to control your environment. You don't have your own receivers. That's a big thing when you don't have your own receivers and you have no chemistry with them. I get it. I get it because when we talk about, you can drop too. You can jump up in the drafting poll, but you could also drop down. Your stock can fall if you miss. And what if it's because the receiver doesn't run the right route and you expect him to do it this way, but he does it that way because you don't have any chemistry? So, I just like to see guys compete.
It puts more pressure on them too because that means that pro day has to be like out of sight because you've been practicing up for it. You got the players that you want. It's in your house, your environment. Personally, not personally, but if you're a team that doesn't play in a dome, you better hope the fucking weather's good. Colorado, they don't play in no dome. You better hope that fucking weather's good. Or you're gonna
they have an indoor facility. Those
okay.
They all got, especially if you play snow, they all got indoor facilities.
Well, shit, I would still want to see them. If I'm a coach or if I'm a GM, I want to see your ass playing the elements. We may not play in a damn dome. Like we may play in Soldier Field where the fucking wind comes in there and it's like a damn tornado. To see how strong. Like that's why weak arm quarterbacks can't play here in Chicago.
No.
We seen that with Cade McNown with that little popcorn ass arm he had. It was terrible. McNown, the guy from UCLA when we could have had a Keely Smith, a Donovan McNabb, who else? Who else came out in that draft? Dante Culpepper. Do you know we actually had the chance to have Dante Culpepper and fucking Randy Moss? We could have picked both them guys and passed on both them guys.
Yep. But the Bears, and that leads to another question. All right, the type of players that the Bears draft. All right, you didn't draft Moss because he had some issues, some marijuana stuff, and he wanted to go to Florida State, but he couldn't. They kind of balked on him because of his marijuana stuff, and so
I would have never passed on Randy Moss. His favorite player was Walter Payton.
Which is when he went to, which is why he went to Marshall. Marshall said, passing on Jalen Carter. All right, there's just certain people.
Still not sold on him, man. Still not sold.
Hey, I'll tell you what. As a sophomore, he made the Pro Bowl, and you can blame. You can say it's a product of that other defensive line, but he still got Pro Bowl nod. You know what I'm saying?
Well, to me. Was he really? The guy only had 4.5 sacks.
Yeah, but you can't go off of sacks. It's pressures, it's disruptions. Are you moving the quarterback? To me, here's the thing. You can't go off of sacks. All right, was he disrupted? Did he get the quarterback? Did he get the quarterback to throw late or early? Follow me? Like if in college in offense, especially when you're in college, everything is predicated on timing. And if I have to move you off your spot and you don't you throw a half a second early or a half a second late, play's done. The timing's off. Picked, incomplete, batted down, whatever. If he does that on a consistent basis, or gets the quarterback to run, and now you missed your first spot because I'm running, you don't get the sack and the quarterback, you know what I mean? There's a lot of other things he just sacked. People can't just go by sacks. Everyone says, well, he had X amount of sacks. I hear you. But it's just because it's not a knockout blow. You can get body blows like a son of a gun. And those are the things where you screw up a quarterback, you screw up the timing. It really, what about this run stopping ability? It's not just about sacks either. It's his run stopping ability as well. All those things got to be taken into consideration. And apparently enough people felt that he was Pro Bowl worthy.
To me, I don't know. The jury's still out on him for me because, I've seen Philadelphia games. In some games, he looks like he's there, and some games look like you don't even know that he's on the field. To be honest with you, he's got the big boy Jordan next to him. Their line has always been stacked. So what's going to happen when you're solely the main focus? Like I said, it's too many games I've seen him where he doesn't really stand out. Like he's no Chris Jones where you like, oh shit, that's Chris Jones right there. Like he's damn near affecting every play. He affect the play here and there. Like hell, the Super Bowl. You know, so I think he may have had one play where I actually saw him flash. Other than that, I didn't know he was even there. You know, it was the ends that was coming in and causing all the ruckus.
Super Bowl, he gave Trey Smith the flux, boy, in that Super Bowl.
He didn't get a sack. Trey Smith was there. The guys that got the flux was the damn tackles. The only guys that got the flux. I mean, he was there. Him and Trey were going back and forth. It was a good battle, you know.
But if you're looking at, and so if you're going back and forth, dude, that's the best guard in the NFL, and he's going back and forth with this guy. This guy's got to be one of the top defensive tackles in the NFL. And again, you don't have to get sacks. It's just
I'm not sold on him like that. I'm not saying that he ain't good. He's good, definitely good. I just ain't sold on him as being like that guy. You know, I don't think that he's that guy. I think that he's a good player. Like, because I mean, right now people are talking about, you know, oh, we should have drafted him. We shouldn't have drafted Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright has been taught up by idiots. Chris Williams should have been fired along. He should have got fired with Eberflus ass.
Yeah, Darnell Wright regressed last year, and that's unfortunate because I think he had a really good rookie year. But Darnell Wright still, I haven't seen a lot. I haven't seen him get beat a lot. Mm-hmm. Okay, the guy is fundamentally sound. He envelops you when he gets his hands on you. And one of the things he likes to do sometimes is he fires out on pass plays. Mm-hmm. He fires out, stops your rush, and then kick steps. It means you got to start all over again. And also when if a guy fires out at you, it's a run. Your mindset is a run because everybody kick steps if it's a pass. So when he comes out at you, it's a completely different takeoff for a defensive lineman. Now you're getting into him, and now you're trying to get off you're trying to find the running back and see where the run play is going, and it's actually a pass. So he's a pretty slick character. So he'll do it not all the time, but he'll do it in certain spots where he'll fire out, stop your initial your burst, then kick step, and now you got to restart again. And all that does is take time, and it buys a quarterback time. I like Darnell Wright. I think this dude can be really, 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 really solid. I think it'd be a Pro Bowl tackle, maybe a two-year Pro Bowl tackle, or 2 Pro Bowls he can make. All right, I think he's just that good. Maybe not consecutive years. I'm not saying next year, but he can be a Pro Bowl tackle. And I think that's all you want. And if you're a Pro Bowl tackle, I mean, sometimes you get in just because people remember your name. Oh, he was there last year. You know what I mean? So I think he's good enough to be a Pro Bowl tackle, Pro Bowl right tackle. Now he's got to fill in the other spots, man. And that's why we have this combine week, man. That's why you got this combine week. So
exactly.
Hey, Chris, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Do me a favor, though. Let everybody know where they can find you online, man, or what shows you on, and over at
okay. So you can catch me Tuesdays. Subscribe to YouTube, the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Once again, the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast on Tuesdays at 8:00 Central Time, 9:00 Eastern Time. I don't know about Pacific and Mountain Time because that shit too weird depending on where you're at. But Central Time, 8:00. Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Enjoyed the show, being on here. Thank you for inviting me. SuperBack, Shawn, Sierra. You know what I'm saying? Remember to like and subscribe to the Sports Zone. Chicago, please like and subscribe, man. We appreciate it. And shout out to everybody in the chat. The guys come in and they look at the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast as well. So once again, Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, Tuesdays. 8:00 Central Time, 9:00 Eastern Time.
Good stuff, man. Hey, we'll have you on again soon, bro. All right?
Yes, sir. And bear down.
Bear down, baby. Thanks.
All right.
Guys, that's Chris Edgerton from the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. Big shout out to him for hanging with us for 2 hours. Man, 2 hours is coming and gone. Can you freaking believe it? Whoo, that went fast. I told you it's going to go fast, especially when I got another person talking sports with me. Man, it's going to go fast, and it went fast. Hey, Booker, well, you're a fool. Next player gets in trouble for weed, draft them. They tend to always work out. Hey, who was that guy? Laramie Tunsil? Remember he had the gas mask? His girlfriend released the picture of the video of him smoking with a gas mask, smoking weed. And yeah, I hear you. Rick Gonzalez, Zach Pickens is a bust. First of all, Zach with 2 H's. And yes, he is a bust. Yes, he is a bust. Hey, listen, guys, 2 hours are coming and gone. I want to thank Chris. I almost thought he was coming on at 10. He popped down early. He was like, hey, I can do the whole show. I'm like, oh, shit. Great stuff. So great to have him on. It was fun talking with him. And check him out on the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, Tuesday nights. All right, him, T-Nick, JB, all right, Frank the Tank. Make sure you check out those guys on Tuesday night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. And, it's more sports talk. And they talk a lot. They're not just Bears. All right, it's Bears, Cubs, Sox, Bulls, everyone else. Hey, guys, the weather's going to be gorgeous. It's 55 degrees now here in Chicago. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to get colder the next day or two, but you know what? Enjoy it. And I always tell you on my Facebook Lives that I post after my workouts, listen, make sure you tell your loved ones you love them, because tomorrow's promised to no one. Let's remember that. There's a lot more important things in this world than just sports. Let's make sure as men, mostly men in here, as men, that we look out for the people that we care about. And it's okay for a man to tell another man he loves him. No diddy, but I love you, and you mean something to me. All right, reach out to your people. I know I got. What am I doing tomorrow? Oh, today I'm going to see one of my buddies' son. So the same way I went on Wednesday, see my buddy of mine from high school, grammar school and high school. His son plays at St. Lawrence or St. Brother Rice. He was named the Catholic League Player of the Year in basketball, Marcos Gonzalez. I went to see him Wednesday, and I'm going again tonight. I'm going to have some other guys are going to meet us out there too. So I don't just talk about it, I be about it, man. And catch up with people that you haven't seen with in a long time, because we all know life gets in the way, man. Life gets in the way, and it's 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Like, damn, it's been 20 years. It moves that fast. So make sure you let your loved ones know you love them, man. Reach out, do a brunch, do a dinner, do a breakfast, whatever. Even if it's do a drinks, if whatever. Get out. You don't do it all the time, but let them know you love them, man. It's bring back memories and everything else. You know what I'm saying? You had good times with them, and it sucks when you got to go to a funeral or a wake and say, man, I ain't talked to him in like 5 years. I'm meaning to call him. Don't talk about it. Be about it. And I'm doing my damnedest, not just tell you to do it myself. So have a phenomenal day. Have a phenomenal weekend. All right. It's going to be beautiful here in the Shire. A little colder tomorrow, like I said, but still gorgeous. All right. Probably could do some brunch. I'm meeting up with my cousin for dinner next week. We tried this week. Couldn't do it. Just our schedules didn't work. So I'm going to do that. Loved ones and friends and loved ones, man. All right. Just do it. All right. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. This show will replay tonight at 6. And don't forget today at 12:15, Lakina McGee and Sydney Brown, Second City Sports. They will take you on another 2-hour journey of more Chicago sports talk. So tune in at 12:15 on Sports Zone Chicago's YouTube channel. All right. Again, everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a great weekend. I am out.